Get that paper, told that Glock, that's how we live. Yeah, my life's a game, I pray I don't get killed. They can't believe I got to go out this shit for real. Can't accept the fact my brother gone, I wanna kill. Yeah, I can't go for that shit don't sit right. Instead of cabin to the old nigga, I know what you live like. Ain't worried about all, just fuck these hoes and live life. I grown the drill, I'm smart enough, you gotta know how to kill.
ISAGI sat alone. The 5 flags hovered over the screen in front of him. France, Spain, Italy, Germany, and England. He couldn't blink. Germany represented perfection, systems, efficiency. Their master, Noel Noah. France had raw geniuses, being led by Julian Loki. Spain was technique, freedom, a playstyle that you would create from nothing. They're led by Lavino. Italy was defense, something else, strategy. But there had to be more to that as well. But they were being led by Mark Snuffy. England, however, physical evolution, ISAGI murmured. Relentless pressure, constant confrontation. A league where hesitation meant death. That's where I'll go. The selection finalized. Manshine City facility was already buzzing when the final entrant arrived. The doors slid open. Footsteps echoed. Nagi would turn first. Huh? Rayo's eyes widened. Wait, there's no way. Chigiri stiffened up. It can't be. Yoichi Isagi stepped inside. Late, silent, unapologetic. His posture was rigid, his eyes sharp and hollow, scanning the room like a predator assessing his territory. Nagi frowned for a moment. Isagi? But there was no response. Rayo took a step forward. Hey Isagi, you good? You look different. Chigiri swallowed for a moment. That pressure. It's like he's not even the same person. Isagi walked past them without a single word. Not arrogance, not indifference. Determination so heavy it crushed the air. Chris Prince turned, interest igniting within his eyes. Well now, you must be the one I was told about. Yoichi Isagi. Isagi stopped. Chris Prince crossed his arm. Tell me something. What does your ideal self look like? Silence filled the room. Then, his words cut through like a knife. To be the very best striker, he said quietly. Greater than Noel Noah. To stand above everyone on the field as number 1. The room went still. Chris laughed. Brilliant. Training then began, and immediately, Isagi was wrong for a little bit. Wrong pace, wrong rhythm, wrong logic. Said it had been some time since he played with the team. His chemistry was off, although his physical abilities far exceeded anyone else. While others followed drills, Isagi rewrote them completely. During pressing exercises, he cut passing lanes before the ball even moved. During shooting drills, he alternated instep drives, outside foot, trivela curls, and a low-driven knuckle shot. During endurance runs, he never slowed down, not even a bit. Chris watched, stunned. Isagi was isolating himself, but he was truly absorbing everything that was being taught to him. He didn't like to train with others. He trained against the future. Chigiri finally approached him during a cooldown. Hey, he said cautiously. You don't have to shut everyone out, you know. Isagi looked at him. That's when Chigiri felt it. Not anger, not pride, but pure cold intentions. The Isagi that you knew from Team Z, he's gone, Isagi said flatly. If victory demands isolation, then so be it. Chigiri clenched his jaw. You're pretty scary now, you know that? Isagi turned away. That night, Henri examined his data. Muscle density abnormal. Sprint endurance elite. Reaction time frightening. "How do you feel?" she said. Isagi didn't answer. He just left the room. Ego would enter, staring at the numbers afterward. "How will this translate within a match?" he murmured. Only time would be the answer. The lineups were announced, as the match would be too. Up front, Yoichi Isagi. Left, Agi. On the right, Seishiro Nagi. In the midfield, Ryo Mikage, Hayomi Chigiri. The stadium roared. The moment they stepped onto the pitch, pressure slammed into them. Germany moved like machinery. One-touch passes, triangles, ruthless spacing. Ness received the ball in the half-field space, lifting his head up. Kaiser. Before the pass left his foot, Isagi appeared. A perfectly timed interception, using a cutting shadow press. "What? Where did you?" Isagi steals the ball, accelerating. Defenders converging upon him. He burst through with a Lacreta and then slipped by another person with a body feint. Then struck the ball, a left foot Trivela shot, bent violently, smashing into the far post and then into the net. An explosion. All around the world, they wondered who this player was, as he wasn't seen in the U20 Japan match. But he's a Japanese striker? Just where did he come from? He must be a prodigy. Noel Noah would glance sideways at Chris Prince, as he would smirk. Yoichi Isagi. Remember that name, you robot. The game restarted. Germany responded immediately. Grimm overlapped. Ness threaded the ball through. Kaiser received it. Agi stepped up. "I won't let you." But Kaiser had already smiled. "You're late." Performing the Kaiser impact, shaking the net violently. 1-1. England quickly reset. Ryo danced around Kunigami with a roulette, then lifted the ball towards Nagi. He's trapping it with ease, as he would say, "Got it." Then, as he goes for a volley, it was caught. Gakamaru's hand swallowed the whole ball. Chris frowned. He's still leaning on raw talent. Germany countered. Raichi to Ness. Then Chigiri exploded. "Move." As he would steal the ball, he tore down the flank, then, using his 44 Panther shot, burying another goal. 2-1, England. Chigiri looked to Isagi. He wasn't celebrating. He was sitting there, calculating. Kaiser, upon Germany's next attack, received the ball at midfield and froze. For a moment, he realized that this is what was going on. A duel between aces. Isagi stood right in front of him. "Who the hell are you?" Kaiser dribbled. An elastico, a step over, and into a feint. Isagi stayed with him. Reaction, speed, and strength. Impossible, he thought. But before Isagi could steal it, "Kaiser," a voice shouted. It was Kunigami. The pass escaped Isagi's reach, and then Kunigami passed it to Ness. But a voice cut through. "Too slow." Ryo activated his chameleon style, copying Ness's movements perfectly and stealing the ball. He surged forward. "Nagi, finish it." The ball floated, and Nagi tracked it. Then, out of nowhere, Isagi appeared, Metavision active. "I'll become the best," he thought. No matter the sacrifice. Trapping it mid-air, rotating his body, and unleashing a left-footed knuckle shot that dipped violently into the net. A goal. 3-1. The whistle blew. Victory. As Isagi walked off, Kaiser stopped him. "What's your name?" Isagi turned to him. "Yoichi Isagi." Kaiser smiled darkly. Next time we meet on a real stage, I'll make sure to crush you beneath my feet." Isagi then walked past him, unbothered, but then stating he welcomes that challenge. The wildcard had truly arrived, and the world had just felt it. Days after the match, it was silence. Isagi isolated himself completely. No conversations, no celebrations, no acknowledgement of victory. Weights clanged in empty rooms as he pushed his body past comfort. His breathing echoed into mindless runs. The ball never left his feet during dribbling drills, and when it did, it slammed into the net with mechanical precision. Everything. He could do it all at this point. A right foot shot, a trivela, an outside, a knuckle, anything. He had complete control. And between it all, there was meditation, stillness, control, peace. One afternoon, Isagi sat cross-legged in a dimmed room, his eyes still closed, his breathing calculated. His pulse was calm. It was unnerving, though. The door creaked open. "Yo, Isagi," a familiar voice said. "Do you got a minute?" Isagi opened his eyes, wondering who it was, but then realizing that Chris Prince stood there, arms crossed, studying him. "What is it?" Chris tilted his head. "You're interesting. You know that?" Isagi didn't respond. Chris continued, in a serious tone. "I see potential in you. Real potential. As of now, I'm the world's current number 2. Isagi's gaze sharpened. "Training under me," he said. "Stepping closer will benefit you more than you could even imagine." "I'm not interested," Isagi replied. Chris paused, then smiled. "I can show you the path to becoming the world's next number 1. Silence filled the room once again. Chris's eyes darkened. "I'm already walking towards that path myself, but if I could go back to your age, I'd do it differently." Isagi then stood up, his gaze meeting him. "Get on with it already." Chris chuckled. "Straight to the point, huh? I like it." He then leaned forward once again. "You're chasing after Noel Noah. I can tell." Isagi didn't deny it. "Well," Chris said, extending his fist, "I can help you replicate what you're after, and then surpass it in every way." Isagi's eyes locked onto him. "That robot, he doesn't understand the new age of football." Chris continued, "The world's changing, and I understand it better than he ever will." For the first time since the wildcard ended, Isagi hesitated. He'd been forcing himself to evolve, breaking limits, surviving. But if this man could accelerate all of that? Isagi then bumped Chris's fist. "Good," he would say. "Your real training? It starts now." The room was dark, and then soon a massive screen lit up. A young Noel Noah appeared, raw, unpolished, and hungry. "First," Chris said, "you need to understand what being number 1 actually means." Isagi watched Noel's childhood, his hardships, his obsession with efficiency, his evolution into perfection. "Being the best isn't about talent," he continued. "It's about survival at the highest level." Isagi absorbed everything. The training would escalate. Heavier weights, longer endurance drills, high-speed simulations, where failure meant immediate punishment. His body screamed, but his mind sharpened. Even his metavision changed. Darker, more oppressive. Reading, not just space, but fear. One night, Chris leaned against a wall, his arms crossed. "Flow," he said. Isagi frowned for a moment. Chris nodded. I was told that everyone... Oh, that makes sense. You weren't at the U20 Japan debriefing. So that makes sense. This was something that Jinpachi Ego had imparted on me that he told you guys about. Which is actually surprising that some of you, even as young as you are able to even grasp this concept a little bit. He then stepped forward. Flow is a state where world-class players can operate naturally. No hesitation, no doubt, complete immersion. Flashes then search. Noel Noah, Julian Loki, and the new Gen 11 players. They commanded all at will, Chris said, and that's what separates them. The first thing he puts on the screen is the U20 Japan team versus Blue Locks 11, where we would see Toshi Sai go into a flow state at will, scoring his goal. Then another flash of Michael Kaiser tapping in the flow to score a Kaizen impact in their last match. ISAGI would clench his fists. I understand. But then, he said, but I don't know my trigger to enter that type of state. And that's your current problem, Chris replied. So find it. He turned towards the door. Self-dive and rest for the day. ISAGI sat alone, his childhood surface. Peaceful and warm. Useless, he muttered. He then dug deeper. 2 moments emerged. The high school national finals, where he tasted defeat the first time, and when he was eliminated from Blue Lock, where he felt despair. His chest tightened. That feeling, he whispered. Standing between victory and oblivion. His jaw then clenched. No, he said firmly. I won't allow that again. Something snapped. I'll win, he thought. By any means. Even if I lose myself. The air would change. When Chris returned, he stopped cold. He could sense it. You're different. They ran drills. Holographic defenders appeared. But ISAGI moved. Not fast, not flashy, but everything seemed perfect. His dribbling flowed naturally. His body was loose, and his mind was silent. A low murmur escaped his lips. I have to win. Chris's eyes widened. It seems he's entered it. Flow. Yoichi ISAGI had crossed another line. He had excelled at another aspect in this world of football. This new age that was being created. Crossing another line, and there was no turning back.